are all witnesses to a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Has anyone here been to comedy night before? A few of you. So you've probably seen me on stage before. So I'm going to tell you all a story, a true story that happened to me when I was a young kid. I was probably 15 or 16. I didn't have a license or a car yet, but my best friend, Duncan, did have a car. It was a 1997 blue Honda Civic, 5-speed. He called her Blue Steel. And we drove around like 16-year-old boys do when they got nothing else to do. And he was driving, and a kid named Nick Rudder, and I was in the back seat without a seatbelt on, dead center, weighing about 296 pounds, and had a 64-ounce Mountain Dew, which might explain the 296 pounds. And we're driving somewhere between Hamilton, Ohio and Oxford, Ohio. Who's familiar with those roads? Yeah, they're curvy and like hilly, and there's railroad tracks and shit.
Old Oxford Road.
Old Oxford Road. He's got it. So we're driving. And we might have had a destination. I don't remember, but if we did, we didn't make it to our destination. Because as we're driving down this road, there's an ambulance in front of us eventually at some point. And it didn't have its lights on, it wasn't going fast. It was ahead of us, we were keeping pace with it, and we weren't speeding. But the ambulance drives over a railroad track, and I shit you not, I've never seen this happen before, and I've never seen it happen since, but we drive over the railroad track, the doors in the ambulance swing open, a white box falls out, and the door shut, with like the up and the down motion, okay? So, as only a 16-year-old boy can do, Duncan slams his brakes on. And we stop. And we have a conversation about what the fuck are we gonna do with this white box that's in front of us. And Duncan says, I'm the driver, I can't get it. And Nick says, I just smoked a lot of pot, I can't get it. And I'm trying to justify that I've got a 64-ounce Mountain Dew on my lap, I can't get it. But you know how every group of friends has got that bitch? Well, that was me. So I get out of the car and I go and get this white box. And I get in the car and I now move to the left side behind the driver. And I put this box, even though none of us have our seatbelts on, I buckled this box in. And what it is, it's one of those, you know those like styrofoam, styrofoam coolers? It's a styrofoam cooler and it's got like that medical tape on it, like medical hazard tape. So we're like, what the hell is this, okay? So I buckle this thing in, and Duncan, and by the way, all this takes about 8.5 seconds. It's really drawn out here, but it goes by really quick. We decided we gotta go find this ambulance. So we start driving, and we're driving down these roads, and the ambulance is gone now. Even it's only been a few seconds, the ambulance is gone. So we're driving down the road, and there's like little roads you can take off, my button's unbuttoned, but there's no like, we're just following the main road, right? So we get to a fork in the road, which leads like left to a main road, right to a main road. I don't know which roads, but they're both like mainish roads. So what are we gonna do? So we stop for a second, and the kid who just smoked a lot of pot said, let's go left, because there's a hospital that direction, which actually makes a lot of sense. So we're like, yeah, we'll go that, maybe they're going to the hospital, and maybe they need this box, maybe, I don't know what's in there, maybe there's fucking blood, maybe there's like snake venom, anti-poison, I don't know. Maybe there's a baby in there, I am not sure what's in there at this point. So we take the left and we're driving, and we're talking like, what are we gonna do, what are we gonna do? Like, what if we don't find this ambulance? Well, we'll just go to the hospital and we'll give them this box and say, hey, we found this, and hope that it's not something that's gonna get us arrested, or that they won't see that this kid smells like pot, or that the whole car smells like pot probably. But we're gonna go there, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're driving, and Duncan's like picking up speed a bit, and we're freaking out, and I'm sure Black Sabbath's playing on the radio, and we're just driving. And Duncan's speeding, and all of a sudden, he speeds past, you know those like, in the country, those like gas stations that are like part BP, part IGA, And like the guy there makes beef jerky and sells it out of those little like plastic containers. So there's one of those, and we see the ambulance and it's filling its gas up. But Duncan's just like tunnel vision, right? So Duncan speeds past it and we scream like, ah, there's the fucking ambulance, okay? You know, when you're 16, you gotta curse a lot to make your friends think you're cool. So Duncan peels around into the parking lot, okay? And we're sweating. The car didn't have AC. And we're freaking out, and we jump out, and I grab the box, and we run up to the ambulance driver, and we say, we found this box in the back of your it fell out of the back of your ambulance. He goes, no, you didn't. We go, no, I swear to God. Like, you were in front of us, and this fell out of your ambulance, and like, you went over a railroad track, and he goes, you're just fucking with me. So he sees these 3 kids that look like, you know, stoner shitheads. I'm sure had like a Holy Yoda shirt on, and you know, the other guy's got like UFO pants and like a Slipknot shirt, you know, and this, by the way, this was like before cell phones, so we couldn't just like make a call and like, 911, we found this box, we're just driving, you know? So we say, no, this is yours. And at this time, his buddy comes walking out, like his ambulance buddy. I mean, I don't know if they're buddies, they might just be coworkers. But he comes out of the IGA, okay? He's probably called like Ralph's IGA or something. And he's got this like iced tea, and they come walking out, and we're like, look, but hey, we found this box, your partner doesn't believe us. And he's like, where's that box? He goes, this cooler, like, this is your cooler. He goes, that's not ours. Because it has medical tape on it. Like, this is your shit. We saw this fall out of your ambulance. And they don't believe us. So I say, open this up. Like, look, it's yours. And the guy says, like, I don't know what he's thinking, but I'm sure he's thinking, like, these kids, like, put like a turd in there and they're just trying to fuck with us. And I'm thinking like, I don't want to fucking open this up and see a human head. Like, this is fucked up. Like, I can't handle this shit, you know? So he's like, I'm not opening it. I was like, open this. It's yours. He goes, no. He goes, but if you guys open it up and it's something we need, like, then we'll take it. And I was like, this seems weird to me. They're adults. I'm a child, you know? So this seems weird to me. So I say, okay, fine, you know. But like, what if it's like, I'm thinking like in myself, like, what if this is a human heart? Like, then they're gonna, if they don't think this is theirs, which like, they should have a log to check this shit, right? Like, what should be in the back of the ambulance today? But like, if this is like a heart, like, I'm going to fucking jail or something. And maybe it's like some illegal drug, like morphine that's gotta be chilled, I don't know. But like, I'm thinking like, I'm gonna get fucked up for this shit, you know? And who are they gonna believe? Us, you know, or these ambulance drivers, you know? So, fine, we're gonna open it up. Right? This is the solution. This is what has to be done. So the guy gets out like a knife or a scalpel, whatever he's got back there, and he opens because it's like taped shut. So he opens it up, and we pop the lid open, and there's just ice. So I'm like, okay, it's just ice. And then the ambulance driver, so now he's got to think that there's something, like, he's got to maybe think at least a little bit that this might be his. Because I said, yeah, it's just ice. And he goes, well, if it was something we had, we would pack ice, and then we would put it in there, and then we'd pack ice on top of it. So it might be in the center. And I say, okay, we'll reach in there. And he says, no, I'm not doing that. Because once again, he's probably thinking these kids put like a turd in. I don't know what he's thinking. But he's not gonna reach in there. So I said, well, what could it be? And he goes, well, sometimes we have like bags of blood on ice if it's really from us. I don't even want to touch a bag of blood. Sometimes we have like severed limbs. I'm like, this isn't big enough for like a whole leg, but this could be like a hand. This is a decent sized like styrofoam container. I don't want to reach in there. So he says, I'm not reaching in there, and we're gonna leave, and then you guys are gonna have this box, because I just think you're messing with us. And I'm like, fine, I'm gonna prove to you that we're not fucking with you. And I look at Nick and Duncan and I say, reach in there, get it out. And Duncan says, I'm the driver, I'm not reaching in there. So that leaves Nick and I. And we both say, you. Okay, so we gotta paper, rock, scissors it. That's just the way, that's the rule, okay? And I said, best 2 out of 3, because I don't have the best luck, but I figured maybe 2 out of 3 I can win. And this is where I fucked myself, because I will remember this the rest of my life, okay? So we go for it, I drop that rock, and he throws cigars. I shouldn't have said 2 out of 3 before we started, but I did, right? We go again. I'm thinking, okay, I throw a paper. He throws scissors again, that bastard, okay? So now we're tied up. We tie it rock, no Squash that game. We tie it paper, squash that game. I said, I'm going paper again. This kid's stoned, he's an idiot. I throw that paper and that fucker throws the scissors. So there I am, I gotta reach in the box, okay? So I look at the ambulance driver and I say, can you at least give me, like, you gotta have some latex gloves back there. And he's not a complete prick, he gives me some latex or, I don't know, plastic, whatever they're made out of. He gives me a glove. So I put the glove on, and I reach in the container and I feel something, probably about that big, but I don't know what it is. And I kind of pull it out and I'm looking, and I drop it the second it comes out, and I freak out because it's a human fucking toe. And the ambulance driver looks me square in the eyes, and he said, that didn't fall out of our ambulance, it must have fallen out of the tow truck.